Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Western Association for College Admissions Counseling College Fair. We are really excited to have you participating in this event tonight. We've got some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Andy, and I will be your facilitator. But before we get started, there's just a few housekeeping items I'd like to mention. One, your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type any questions to your presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions that's happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And lastly, this presentation is being recorded, and that will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, which is NewCastle University.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Thomas and I work for Newcastle University in the UK. I want to talk to you a little bit today about why you should study at Newcastle. But first, I'd like to talk to you about the city that I am based in, and Newcastle is based at the very heart of. Some of you may have heard of Newcastle, others may not be so familiar with it, but in the UK it does have a reputation as being very lively, very friendly, and most importantly, a very well-known student city. We are located there with the red dot is, and London is the gold star in the southeast, which some of you may be a bit more familiar with. Newcastle is very well connected to the rest of the UK, despite being quite far north of London. We have regular direct trains that take just under 3 hours. We are also only an hour and a half away from Edinburgh, and we also have an international airport just 20 minutes outside of the city centre, and where you can fly to up to 80 different destinations throughout the year, including with regular flights to places like Paris, Amsterdam, London, Munich, Dubai, and others. Newcastle, as I said, is very well known as being a student city. We're actually in the top 5 in the UK and top 50 globally. We are also one of the most affordable places to live and study in the UK, and we're also very safe as well. But we're not just great for students, we also have lots of other businesses here. We're a hub for innovation, technology, advanced manufacturing, and Newcastle itself is pretty compact whilst still being quite lively and having lots of things to do and see. Not just in the city centre though, further afield we have some beautiful nature. We're only 20 minutes from the coast, for example, and if you're into history, we've got some great architecture throughout the city and further afield as well. We've got lots of castles, which you should be able to see there on the pictures. You've got a variety of different images of things to do and see in the city and further afield as well. The campus is located right at the heart of the city, which is really great because we do have a campus feel. We've got some lovely buildings, we have green spaces where you can relax and where you'll just be around other students, but then you can just go right just off campus and be in the heart of the city centre. So the 2 gold shapes in the bottom left and right are where our main teaching buildings are based, and then the grey rectangle in the middle is where the centre is and the main shops and restaurants, etc. are. And these are just some of the images of our beautiful campus. You can see the Student Union building in the foreground there, and in the back, the tall building with towers on is the Armstrong building, where you would have your graduation ceremony. And then some of our newer buildings, we've got the National Centre for Data and the National Centre for Innovation in the top left, and the School of Computer Science there in the bottom right. Newcastle has a very strong reputation for its academics. We are in the top 150 universities in the world. We're actually in the top 70 when you focus on our research outputs, but in terms of student rankings, we are in the top 150 in the QS World Rankings and the Times Higher Education Rankings, which are 2 of the most well known. And domestically, we rank top 20 in the UK, and we actually have 13 subjects that rank in the top 10. We are also a founding member of something called the Russell Group, which some people call the UK's version of the Ivy League. It includes universities like Oxford and Cambridge, and it's basically a group of very research-intensive, well-known British universities. We're also named the Educate North University of the Year in 2016, 2018, and 2019. This year we were ranked 15th in the world by the Times Higher Education for our sustainability and our commitments to the UN's SDGs. And we are also one of the top 20 most targeted universities in the UK by leading employers. with 95% of our graduates going on to find work or further study just 6 months after graduation. In terms of the way the university is structured, we have around 28,000 students studying on 200 bachelor's degree programs and 300 master's degree programs, as well as various PhDs across our faculties. We have humanities, social sciences, medical sciences, and science, agriculture, and engineering. And that means you can study subjects like architecture, English language, history and archaeology, law, business, a whole variety of engineering programs. We offer animal science, which is a great pre-vet program. We even offer agriculture, even though we're a city-based university. We actually have, we own and operate 2 commercial farms just outside the city. And we do also have a marine science research base just at the coast, where we also have a marine research vessel that students get to use as well. And in our medical sciences faculty, we do offer dentistry and medicine, but we also have things like psychology and sport and exercise science, as well as a whole host of biomedical and biomolecular science programs. So if you'd like to know how to get onto those programs, well, information can be found on the website about each course specifically, but as a general rule, we're not test optional, but what we would probably call test flexible, which means that we would like to see students submitting AP tests. 3 are required normally with grades of at least 4. Some subjects will require higher. If you did SAT subject tests before, they were discontinued, we'll accept those as well. But if you don't have any tests whatsoever, then we will consider things like dual enrollment credits or honours classes. So if you are in that situation, then it's definitely worth getting in touch. In terms of the costs, well, each program does have its own costs, but as an average there, I've compared us alongside what I would consider to be our closest US competitor. And you can see there, we're almost half the price per year in comparison to our closest US competitor. We do have scholarships available though, so do check out our website. There's lots more information available on the website about support we can offer with our application for international students specifically, but for all of our students, as well as our student experience, our student union, our sports. We are ranked top 10 in the UK for our sports. And you can also check out our virtual activities, things like campus tours, our YouTube channel, and more. And if you would like, you can also get in touch with me. That is my email address there, and I will post it in the chat for you.
All right, thank you to Newcastle University. And next up, we have Goldsmiths, University of London.
Hello, my name is Will. I'm the International Officer at Goldsmiths University of London. I, as you can tell by my accent, am not based in the UK. I live in Brooklyn, New York. So more on your time zone, around to help. Goldsmiths is a top-tier public research institution founded in 1891, and we are a member of the University of London. We have around 10,000 students on our campus, really diverse population. Over a third of our students come from outside the UK. We have one of the largest LGBTQ plus populations in the UK as well, and a plethora of Americans around as well, making it our 2nd largest international cohort on campus. One thing to note is we have implemented a Green New Deal on our campus. So we are committing to carbon neutrality by 2025, which would make us one of the first institutions in the UK to reach such a goal. Our campus is located about 15 minutes southeast of the city center of London. So you really have great access to all the internships and work opportunities that London has to offer. London was recently ranked again as the best student city in the world in 2022 by QS. The city itself has, it's about half parkland, so about 48% of London is park. So while you do get an urban experience, it's still really easy to get out there and explore nature. Our train line, the overground, is right next to our campus. That gets you right into central London. You can really access the over 250 museums that we have in the city, 100 plus live theaters. There's over 300 languages spoken in London. It's an extremely diverse city with nearly 40% of the population not born in the UK. And on campus, you can enjoy our college green, our gym. We have a 24/7 library, and our residence halls are located really close to campus as well. Goldsmiths is ranked in the top 100 universities in the world for the arts and humanities, and 8 of our subject areas are in the world's top 50. We also were recently ranked 9th in the UK for our research intensity, and we have over 55 research centers and units on our campus, and we do encourage undergraduate research. Education in England is a little bit different from the US, so you'll do a 3-year bachelor's degree. So it's a shorter degree, no general education, and you do apply directly to a degree program. And we also do have the post-study work visa in the UK, which could allow you to remain in the country for up to 2 years after you graduate. Here's a non-exhaustive list of our 75 undergraduate programs that we have on offer. Some popular choices for American students are our media communications program, which is ranked in the top 5 in the world, as well as art and design, which is also very, very highly ranked in the UK and in the world. Computer science, psychology, and our various business programs are also extremely popular, as well as our theater and music programs and creative writing. We are on the UCAS application. So as I mentioned before, it is a direct application to a degree program. So if you are interested in English, you would apply directly to our BA in English. We are test optional this year, though I do not know if we'll extend that another year. Traditionally, we would require a 26 ACT or 1240 SAT to apply, and we still do require a 3.0 GPA. Applications close this year on the 26th of January for priority deadline. And really important to note is that the personal statement is slightly different from the common application or what you might be used to, and it's much more academically focused. So something to consider when you're applying to schools in the UK. Tuition ranges from around 16,000 to 23,000 pounds, depending on the program, but we usually tell our American students the cost of attendance in US dollars is around 36 to 39,000 all inclusive. London does have a reputation of being an expensive city. However, we are located in the southeast part of the city, a bit removed from the center. So it is a bit more affordable where we're located. We also do offer international scholarships, and we do accept federal loans. And you can also work in the UK during your time in university, part-time during term, and full-time during holidays and breaks. Our accommodation is spread across our little neighborhood in Southeast London. We have 8 halls of residence that are mixed gender, and we do guarantee accommodation for you in the first year. After that, you usually move into private housing. We offer suite style living, and students will typically have their own room with their own bathroom, and you'll share a kitchen living space. And we are self-catered, which is a term you might hear in the UK. And that basically means that we do not offer a meal plan, so you'll make use of that kitchen and all of the wonderful restaurants and different cuisines that we have in London. As far as our career service, we have work placements and internships that we offer annually in London and abroad. So the vast majority of our students will partake in one while they're at Goldsmiths. We also have 3,000 plus alumni in the US, so great for networking. And we recently were ranked 3rd in the UK for producing business founders. And 14% of our graduates start their own business within 1 year of graduation, giving us a really high entrepreneurial rate. And lastly, plenty of clubs and societies to join outside of your course. We have over 120 on campus, plus 20 different sports options and 9 additional sports through University of London. So we really encourage students to get involved in something, and it really helps you meet people. So with that, I will pass it off to the next institution. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll drop our virtual tour in the chat as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Goldsmiths. And next up, we have the University of Toronto.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lydia, and I'm part of the recruitment team at the University of Toronto. Thanks so much for joining this session today. So, as you might know, U of T is a network of unique communities at the heart of a dynamic and diverse region, and there's truly no better place to be. So we're going to take a couple of minutes, 6 to be exact, to explore just how our students can mix and match programs to build unique degrees and to review a few admissions basics. So the University of Toronto is Canada's top-ranked university and Canada's flagship university for research and discovery. We're ranked in the world's top 20 year after year, in part because our campuses attract the best and brightest from all over the world. A lot of people know that insulin was discovered at U of T, but did you know that stem cell research started here too? The world's first nerve transplant, the world's first electronic pacemaker, and the world's first treatment for Hodgkin's lymphoma. These are just a few of U of T's many contributions. And we've also produced Oscar winners, Olympic champions, prime ministers, Nobel laureates, and best-selling authors. This legacy of innovation is driven by the connections we have with each other and with our neighborhoods and communities all across the Greater Toronto Area. The BBC once ranked Toronto as the world's most diverse city, and while there are lots of contenders, we're definitely up there. In fact, half of Toronto's population was born outside of Canada and speaks languages other than English. The city is safe, it's clean, it's super delicious, and it has something for everyone. U of T is actually older than the city of Toronto, meaning that all of this wonderful diversity has grown up around us. In fact, U of T was founded even before the country of Canada in 1827. But other communities have called these lands home for far, far longer. And we wish to, and I wish to, acknowledge the land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it's been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. Now, our central location has helped us to grow and to expand to 3 campuses, all within an hour of each other, offering the same top quality education. When you graduate, you'll earn the same U of T degree, and the campus you choose makes no difference. To the west, you'll find U of T Mississauga, which is about a half hour from downtown Toronto. It's a mid-sized campus with about 16,000 students and is located on 225 acres of gorgeous green space. Most of the buildings are newly built, so it has a very modern feel. U of T Mississauga offers programs in arts, science, and business, along with unique joint programs with Sheridan College. U of T St. George is our founding campus, and it's right at the heart of downtown Toronto, with 35,000 undergraduate students and a wonderful mix of Gothic buildings and brand new glass and steel towers. U of T St. George is home to the Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape and Design, the Faculty of Applied Science and Engineering, the Faculty of Kinesiology and Physical Education, and the Faculty of Music, along with the Faculty of Arts and Science and its 7 colleges. Our third campus, U of T Scarborough, is about a half hour east of the downtown core, and it's a mid-sized campus with about 15,000 students. It's located on over 300 acres of parkland in the Highland Creek Valley. In addition to offering programs in arts, science, and business, U of T Scarborough is our co-op campus, and it's a really great place for students who learn best by doing. It's vital to us that every U of T student has not just a home base, but a team to support you and to cheer you on. So each of our campuses is home to a wide range of student supports, and our students take full advantage of these services. So much so that 91% of first-year students move on to second year, which is a higher rate than the provincial average. And U of T students thrive because they're in charge of their own futures. When you start your degree at U of T, you can mix and match programs, certificates, and co-curriculars to build an experience that captures your unique passions and personality. U of T offers hundreds of programs and thousands of courses, and students can personalize their degrees by combining majors, minors, specialists, and certificates in different fields. We're all about choice. And while certain specialized programs are unique to a campus, for example, forensic science is only offered at Mississauga or journalism at Scarborough, many of our programs are offered on all 3 campuses, so students can choose the setting which they prefer. And there are many ways to tailor your degree, including building your co-curricular record. You can gain paid work experience through our co-op programs and professional experience year programs, or PEY co-op as we call it. You can take research courses or study on exchange at any of 160 partner institutions across more than 40 countries. And you can get involved with any of 1,000 clubs, our 44 varsity level sports teams, or our intramural league. So if being a part of Canada's #1 university sounds fantastic, how do we get you here? While we don't have enough time today to cover all of the admission requirements for every program, I really do encourage you to have a look at our online resources where you'll find all the answers and easy ways to connect with us. In general, we look for strong academic results in the last 2 years of high school, along with specific prerequisite courses depending on the program. And no matter which program you're applying to, all applicants are automatically considered for merit-based awards. And you can learn more about our largest international scholarship, the Pearson Award, by visiting our site that you see here. All of our students can use this handy Awards Explorer to find even more opportunities. So with that, thank you again for your time today. Don't forget to drop by our website, which you can see on the screen, and we will pop that in the chat as well, where you can find more tours, webcasts, and on-demand content. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you to the University of Toronto. And next up, we have the University of Strathclyde.
Andy. Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Cunningham and I work in the international office at the University of Strathclyde, which is in Glasgow in Scotland. Let me just share my screen with you all. Bear with me a wee second, please. Great. So the University of Strathclyde was founded at the end of the 18th century in 1796. We were founded as a place for useful learning. We are a medium-sized school of 23,000 students from over 100 different countries, a very diverse, cosmopolitan student environment. For the second time in 2019 and also in 2012, we won the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year. Last year, we were also recognised as Scottish University of the Year, and we also won in that year the Queen's Anniversary Prize, which is the most prestigious prize within our sector, and we won this for energy innovation. More recently, we've been noted as fourth in the UK for student satisfaction, which is really great. Obviously, our students have a wonderful time coming to study at Strathclyde, and that's reflected in their feedback given to this survey. So where are we located then? So as I mentioned, we are in the heart of the downtown area of Glasgow, which is the biggest city in Scotland. Glasgow is located 45 minutes bus or train ride from Edinburgh, which is the capital of Scotland. We have an international airport, Glasgow International Airport, which is 20 minutes away from the campus. And it's very easy to get around the city itself. It's very walkable. You don't necessarily need transportation to get in and around various locations in the city or to and from campus rather. You'll see here as well some of the things that you can do in Glasgow. It being a thriving student city, there's loads of things for students to get involved in. We were recognised as UNESCO City of Music, given the fact that we host over 130 gigs and concerts per week in Glasgow. So no matter what you're interested in, there is something I'm sure that you will enjoy going to see. We have world-class shopping outside of London. We are second in terms of retail shops. And we are also host to the Commonwealth Games and the European Championships a few years back as well. So we have lots of really great sporting facilities and therefore are able to attract these big events to the city itself. You'll see here the location of the campus. It's a self-contained campus. Again, easy walking distance. You can easily walk from one end of the campus to the other in 5 to 10 minutes. These green labels here as well just highlight the main bus stations, train stations, etc. So again, 5 to 10 minute walk, very easily accessible around the city. A lot of campus investment that's going on at the moment. So by 2025, we will have reached £1 billion in investment. So we're constantly ploughing lots of investment into new state-of-the-art facilities and a new learning and teaching environment for our staff and for our students. We opened our new Strathclyde Sports facility a couple of years ago, our Innovation and Technology Centre as well. We work in tandem with industry there, and we're working on phase 2 of that development now. Library, we have new refurbished study areas, and our learning and teaching building where my office will be located is opening this month as well. So that will be a one-stop shop for all students. It will incorporate the student union, it will incorporate a nightclub as well, lots of student facilities, international student support as well. Some of our links with the USA that you might be interested in. Each year we welcome over 100 students from the US for undergraduate, master's, research students and exchange. Our founder, John Anderson, was very good friends with Benjamin Franklin. He used to accompany him on visits to Scotland. And a fun fact as well, one of our alumnus, Scott Cooper, he was the first Scottish-born player to play for the NFL. just a little bit on what your bachelor's degree will look like. It's important to note that if you do come and study in Scotland, our undergraduate degree programs are 4 years in duration. At Strathclyde, we have a very flexible approach for our humanities and social sciences and business subjects. You can pick and choose different subjects in the first 2 years of study before you decide what you want to major in. Sorry, that is reflected here on this slide as well. We have over 200 degree course combinations, and you can combine different subjects from different faculties as well. Very quickly as well, Strathclyde has been recently ranked in the top 10 in 23 subject areas, ranging from engineering, science, humanities and social science, and through our business school as well. And we're #1 in the UK for accounting and finance, forensic science, and speech and language therapy. How to apply then? You can apply through UCAS, which is the UK admissions system. Or if you just want to apply to Strathclyde, you can apply through our web pages directly as well. We hope to operate a flexible entry criteria. We did this last year as well. And you can see here our tuition costs as well based on last year. Cost of living is quite cheap in Glasgow. We do have scholarships and federal aid available, and lots of facilities for students as well, including on-campus accommodation. I'll pop my contact details into the chat. Thanks very much for listening, and please do go ahead and look on the webpage for more information. Thank you.
All right, thank you to the University of Strathclyde. And next up, we have Duke Kunshan University.
Hi, welcome to Duke Kunshan University's presentation. We are Duke University's new joint venture university in China. And essentially what we're offering is like a Duke Education 2.0 taught in English in China to top international students from all around the world. You don't need to know Chinese to get in or to start here, but it is the required foreign language for at least 2 years. We are a partnership with Duke University in the United States, which is currently ranked in the US top 10 and typically in the top 20 worldwide. It's one of the best universities in the entire world. Our second partner is Wuhan University, which is one of China's top 10. And our students study in both countries and earn 2 degrees, a Chinese degree and a US bachelor's degree from Duke. This is the city of Kunshan. It's an emerging technology and innovation hub, much like early Silicon Valley, and it's one of the greenest and wealthiest cities in all of China. From here, it's about 20 minutes on the high-speed train to Shanghai, which is one of the biggest and most international hubs in the entire world. There's so much to see and do in Shanghai. It's really wonderful that our students have such easy access. We are also located close to China's historic water towns like this one. So this is a really great place to practice your Chinese language skills and get a taste of traditional and historic China. Our students do study at Duke University during part of the 3rd year. Typically, it would be either a fall or spring semester with the option to add a summer. While at Duke, our students live on campus. They take Duke courses and basically have as much of the full Duke experience as possible. And again, they do graduate with those 2 degrees, the US bachelor's degree from Duke and a Chinese degree from Duke Kunshan University. So both very prestigious and influential degrees to have under your belt. This is an American-style, research-oriented liberal arts and sciences university, taking an innovative, practical, and global approach to higher education. We are about 70% Chinese students and 30% international. At full capacity, we'll be about 2,000 undergraduates. And now we have actually over 100 different countries and nationalities represented. So we are very internationally diverse. Oops, my slideshow got caught. Sorry about that, guys. I would also like to let you know that we're taking an innovative approach to how we teach. So we have these 7-week mini masters where our students focus on just 2 courses at a time. And every Friday is a free Friday to do whatever you want. Take a 3-day weekend, do sports clubs and activities and so on. There's lots to do with those Fridays. And we also have field trip programs where you can explore different regions in China, from the Great Wall to the pandas to Tibet. Financially, our tuition is linked to Duke University's, and then we do offer scholarships and financial aid awards. So over 80% of our US and international students currently get reduced tuition through scholarships and financial aid. You can find us on the Common App, and also for any of you sophomores or juniors out there, in a typical year, if you apply to Duke Kunshan University and you get in, we will actually fly you to China. And you would get kind of a 4-day long weekend to explore campus, take sample classes, meet the other international admits, and basically see if this feels like a good fit for you before it's time to decide. So I'm so sorry, this just got stuck. If you'd like to know more, I'll drop my email in the box for you. Online, we also offer full-on info sessions and guided campus tours led by current students, and even application advice sessions led by our director of admissions, who will help you figure out just step by step how to make a really wonderful application to Duke Kunshan University. Thank you so much, and hope to see you at one of those online events.
All right, thank you so much to Duke Kunshan University. Next up, we have the University of Aberdeen.
Hi, everyone. I will just share my screen here. Just be a moment. So hopefully everyone can see that okay. My name is Amy Easton and I am with the University of Aberdeen. You might hear from my accent, I do sound American, but I am with Melissa in this, and we are both based in Scotland, but I am originally from California. So I also will try to, there we go. So Aberdeen is located in the actual city of Aberdeen, and Aberdeen is Scotland's 3rd largest city, and it's large, but still pretty tiny and compared to the world's actual cities. We're about 200,000 people that live there, and very historic city for Scotland. The university itself, though, is one of the 4 ancient universities in Scotland. We were founded in 1495, making us over 500 years old. And we are Scotland's 3rd oldest university and the UK's 5th oldest. But despite that, we're still quite medium in size. We're about 14,500 students. So it makes for a really nice student community on campus, of which 34% are international. Well, we welcome over 120 nationalities on campus each year. Of that, 350 undergraduate student degrees on offer, with an additional 150 degree programs. And our students are actually in very good company when they graduate. We have a lot of famous alumni. Most notably, we have 5 Nobel Prize winners that have graduated from Aberdeen. Now, one of my top things that I enjoy is that we are one of the top 10 most beautiful historic universities in the UK, as voted by QS Top Universities. So it makes for a very beautiful campus. Some other things to note are some of our current rankings. We were voted top 5 in the UK for our overall student satisfaction. So students do enjoy coming to Aberdeen, studying and living with us. We're also a top 20 UK university and a world top 160 university. Now, this is our main campus here, known as King's College Campus, and it is located in the historic area of Old Aberdeen. And it is exactly what it sounds like. Old Aberdeen is those historic buildings. It looks like Hogwarts, and it has cobbled streets and old statues, and they have these very cute hand painted street signs in black and white. So it's a very picturesque area. But we have the advantage of being only a 20-minute walk from our main city center. And that's where you'll find everything you think of a big city, train stations, bus stations, shopping malls, restaurants, pubs, museums. In addition to King's College, we have our Hillhead Student Village, which is where the majority of our students will live, especially our first year students joining us. It's about a 10-15 minute walk from campus, and you can go through our botanic gardens. So it does make for a very scenic walk to and from class. And the advantage of being in that student village is that you have the support from the university, but we are all apartment style living, so you always have your own individual bedroom. So just some other pictures of our King's College campus. And just some pictures for our accommodation for you. So you can see it's very standard university accommodation that we have on offer. We do offer catered and self-catered, so the option of a meal plan or no meal plan, depending on your preference. But everything's apartment style, so everyone has access to a kitchen if you would like to cook at any time. So the university itself offers a 4-year undergraduate degree, so very similar to the liberal arts model in that you can take some additional classes outside of your major in your first 2 years. We do have 12 schools, so our overarching kind of degree subjects are here for you. Say the most popular with our US students tends to be the business school, divinity, history, philosophy, languages, literatures, any of our sciences, psychology. They are very popular. We do see students going into all of our schools, but those ones are the ones that we see the most students going into. Now, our entry requirements. It is important to note that as an ancient university, we do have a bit of a quirk in that the 4 Scottish universities that are considered the ancients offer an MA degree. So your Master of Arts is actually the 4-year equivalent of a Bachelor of Arts. So just something to note, you won't actually graduate with a master's, even though it looks like you do. It is a 4-year bachelor's. But we're asking for a 3.0 plus SAT, ACT, or you can look for 3 AP tests. If you are applying to a science where you will graduate with a BSc, again a 3.0, but we do ask for your SATs or your ACTs, but we are looking for at least 1 AP in a math or science. And now we do have other entry requirements for our medical and law and engineering degrees, so do check our website if those are degrees you're interested in. But we are test optional for 2022. We're not sure if that will go ahead in the future. We're just reviewing it every year, but we still are looking for that evidence of science or math, so an AP test or really strong grades in your transcript if you're looking for a Bachelor of Science with us. There are 2 ways to apply to us. So if you're looking at multiple UK universities, you can include us on your UCAS application. If Aberdeen is your only option, you are welcome to use Common App. Now, overall, our tuition fees do vary depending on what degree you're studying, but most degrees will range between £18,500 to about £20,500. But engineering and medicine in particular can get a lot more expensive. We are offering scholarships for our undergrad students. So in the first year, you can earn up to £4,000 worth of scholarships. And then we offer an additional £2,000 for every year of study with us. We also accept US financial aid. So if you are looking to apply through FAFSA, we are able to accept those loans at Aberdeen. Now, just to finish off, again, my name is Amy Easton. I'm the regional manager for the Americas at the University of Aberdeen. My email is there, so please do get in touch with anything that you need. We also have a podcast that we've launched this year called Ask Aberdeen. It's a really great source of information. We have our hosts speaking to current students, members of staff to get all the inside information that you might need. So anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find that, but also have a look at our social media. Our Instagram's particularly good. And we have a lot of videos, including like walking tours of campus on our YouTube channel as well. But that's it from me, and thank you very much.
All right, thank you to the University of Aberdeen. And that was actually our last presenter today, but we have a few minutes left. So I would like to ask all of today's presenters to go ahead and turn their cameras back on so we can do a little round robin. I've got a couple of questions that I want to ask them and have them answer to give you some more insight into this process. So the first question I'd like to ask is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and start with Newcastle University again.
I think my advice would be, I think some of the other colleagues from England particularly have highlighted that in England, you are applying to your major, not to the wider university. So you really need to know what it is that you want to study. You can't pick a university and say, I'd like to go there, but not know what it is that you actually want to study at that university. And that is obviously quite different to how you might approach applying to a college in the US.
I assume I'm next. So I think my biggest piece of advice would be to, one, be responsive to email. I think probably a frustration that we all have as admissions counselors and recruiters is that a lot of times students just don't respond to their email, and it takes like a month and a half for them to send transcripts in. So maybe just overall be responsive, and also use us as a resource, because we are here to help you, not we're looking for reasons to admit you, not to reject you.
Yeah, and I agree with Will, ask for help if there's anything that we can help with. That's what we're here for. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. And also just to take your time exploring. There's so many options, as you can see just from today's session. So you don't have to have it all figured out all right away. Take your time, trust your gut, and just know that we're all here to help you.
And how about University of Strathclyde?
Andy, I'm sorry, I must apologise. I think my internet connection dipped a little bit. Could you repeat the question? I missed that first part, sorry.
No problem. The question is, what's one thing that you want students to, that's a different question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, I think just as Lydia and Will had mentioned, take time to research and utilise all of the resources that the universities have on offer. I know at the moment as well, certainly with our institutions that are in the UK and with certain travel restrictions and things like that, there are other resources available through social media. We do Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. You can find lots of videos that we have on all of our social media platforms. We do virtual tours as well, drop-in Zoom sessions. So there are often other alternative ways in which to find your information.
Go ahead.
Hi. So if you are watching this, you probably are curious about maybe going overseas for university, or you just want to go abroad at some point. And my advice is, don't be afraid, and don't wait to do it. I think university is, in many cases, the best possible time in your life to take that leap. It just gets harder and harder more years pass and the further along you get into, things like buying a home and having pets and everything like that. So yeah, just take the leap.
I think I would just finish off with not putting yourself in a box. So you might have an idea of where you want to go and what you want to study, but actually there's a lot of different universities you may never heard of. So if you're looking at the UK, there's over 100 universities that might have the perfect degree for you, but also might be the perfect place for you. And it'll be the same if you're looking at Canada, if you're looking at another country, is have a look at all the different options in that country that have that degree that you're interested in. Because there could be some real hidden gems in there that you wouldn't have found if you didn't do that research to find the right fit.
Great, thank you. Lots of great answers there from the experts. But unfortunately, we are out of time now. So I do want to say thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there is going to be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We do encourage that you check back for the schedule to sign up for more sessions as well, because there are some more sessions this evening. And lastly, you will be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/WACAC. Thanks again and have a good evening.